12 p.m. is when I hop on God of War. So I gotta listen to it. So I put my headphones in the controller, and then I game.
Okay, so.
No Call of Duty or anything like that.
So can you hear me?
Yeah, it sounds pretty good. You should hop on Call of Duty Mobile with us. Bro, I suck at any sort of like live. Like I never got into Call of Duty. I never got into like Modern Warfare, Fortnite. Never got into Fortnite. It just doesn't sound good. You gotta like pelvic thrust it a bit. There you go. You're all the way in now. Yes or no?
Oh, just this ear is what I'm hearing.
Really? Yeah. Hang on. Maybe it's because we've been going for 5 minutes. I actually got it started without you. Hang on. I'm gonna make sure everything sounds good. You haven't touched this, right? So
no, everything should be great.
It should be good.
I haven't touched anything.
Have you touched yourself? Is that still working?
That's still up and right.
Hey man, well, how you been? It's been a minute.
It has been about almost 2 weeks now.
So last podcast so we filmed the one with Paul.
Ryan.
We filmed one with Ryan and Paul, and then there was like a week where I just stayed in Florida and you left, which was weird. It felt weird to be in Florida without you.
Yeah, and it felt weird because you were coming back and you were coming back to Texas and I was going right back to Florida.
Yeah, it's like you timed that so perfectly.
Yeah, I wish I didn't do it like that.
Weird.
I should have stayed with you guys.
So literally, I went to Florida. You were there for a little bit. I got to see you. I got to hang out with you and Paul. And then
we got
Ryan,
to do a lot.
And then you left. And then as I came back to Texas, you decided that'd be a good time to come and pull through. And I like set you up for success too.
You
I
did.
sent you some clown knife spots. I sent you some snakehead spots.
And I didn't capitalize. Do you know what did happen though?
What?
So when I flew back to Florida, it was only for 24 hours. Like not even. I think we were there for 20.
Was that just to put the fish back into Paul's pond?
So yeah, it was to surprise Paul with a fish and help him transfer them all back into his pond. Yeah. So I was only going back for I think it was 22 hours was our time frame.
You're kidding me.
So I landed, and my goal in mind was to either catch a clown knife spot that you sent me or a peacock. And we decided to go with a peacock bass.
We did not catch that very. Did you guys catch one?
So we get all packed up. I get headlights. I get all this stuff. I get rods. I'm so ready to go catch a peacock. And I know a fire spot down in Fort Lauderdale. Okay. So we drive down there. By the time we get there, it's like 9 p.m. It's pitch black out. I'm fishing. I'm throwing live bait. Yeah. Like, that's how I'm just ready to get them and go.
Straight to the point. Live bait.
Straight to the point. Yeah. And I never do that. So I'm fishing. Nothing. The first cast, and I was like, oh, this isn't good. I didn't get one first cast. This is bad. So another 30 minutes goes by, and I catch a largemouth. And I'm like, this is not what I need. I was like, ugh.
It's weird when you
I can get these in Texas. I don't want that. So I'm sitting there. I look up online, and FWC, literally like FWC posted this, that peacock bass do not eat at night. And it is a waste of time to fish for peacock bass at night. And if you guys go look it up, peacock bass apparently don't eat at night. Like, it's not a thing. What? And there's all these articles about how it is a waste of time to fish for them at night.
Why is that? Just because
they sleep, they just don't eat.
Maybe because they rely mostly on their eyesight.
I have no idea because I know
because largemouth not the case.
No, night fishing's great. So
and clown knives, I'm pretty sure you can catch them at night. Snakehead, definitely.
Yeah, that's like one of the best times to catch them. So I'm so confused, and we're all the way out here, like an hour and a half away from Paul's. I bought all of this gear.
So you landed like kind of late, and that's why you're fishing at night? Or
yep,
you
yeah.
Okay.
Yep, landed kind of late.
Damn.
So we didn't get anything. And I went back, and I decided the next day to buy him a massive 3-foot arowana and surprise him with that instead. That's cool. So that was nice.
You're like running out of fish to buy him now, huh?
Yeah, I don't want to buy anything else. I'm tired of buying bro.
Did you see my one text about how you should go down to Route 41 obviously is crazy as far as you can fish along the canal that is adjacent to the highway, but then there's another little back route where it's like a little service road or the old 41.
Yeah.
And there's a much smaller canal and the water is crystal clear. Like
really?
I don't know if it's like spring fed, but if I had to guess, it probably is like a little bit of spring fed water back there. But I mean that I couldn't even ID. Like just the craziest.
See some big mamas.
They weren't all big. Like I saw a lot of gar. Like you saw that one
medium-sized mamas.
You see that one, medium-sized to moderate-sized mamas for sure.
Okay, yeah. I saw the picture you sent me. That was crazy.
Was that a melanistic gar, or was it just a super dark?
I think it was just a super dark one.
Damn, dude.
Those Florida ones get super dark.
Yeah.
Those in that one video though, that was probably melanistic.
The one I caught.
Yeah, from way back.
That's what everyone said too. And I'm just handling it like a bluegill. I'm like handling like $1,000 fish.
Dude, like I'd be freaking out.
But aside from that, we saw so many little bass. We caught jaguar cichlids like crazy. Caught regular cichlids, obviously. Some pretty decent peacocks in there. But what's cool about it is like you could set. I don't know if you would do this for your content, but you could literally set up a GoPro right next to any sort of fish trap, and even if you don't get the fish to swim in, just seeing what's down there.
Everything down there.
Caleb stuck a GoPro in the water, and we got Gar actively feeding on micro cichlid.
That's insane. That's insane.
Like his phone footage is of a Gar eating micro cichlids. It's nuts. I'd fished 41, but Caleb's like, oh, let's try this. And it wasn't necessarily the fishiest because there wasn't too much where you could fish. It's pretty overgrown. But what areas we were able to fish was unreal. Like, it was so stupid. And we were filming a 24-hour challenge, too.
Speaking of fishing, I haven't ever gone on a strictly fishing-based trip. Yeah. And I am, although I'm not going to say where it is. You know where it is.
Yeah. I can't believe you pulled that off last minute. You'd said, hey, I'm going to do this. And I was like, I think you have to plan it a couple months in advance. And you're like, yeah, I'm going next week. I'm going overseas next week. I'm planning thousands of dollars. I'm putting thousands of dollars into a trip, and I'm going to a different country next week. I'm like, all right.
Yeah.
If anyone's gonna figure it out, it's probably gonna be you, though. Honestly.
Bro, I was thinking. I went back and I watched some of your videos, and because you didn't go to the same place, but
no, you're going to a different country.
It was a similar vibe. And dude, I was watching it, and I was like, I have to pull the trigger. I got a hold of the right people. It was a good price.
Nice.
And now it's just I had a bunch of questions for you actually about it. I'm not gonna say where it is. Sure. I don't think I'm gonna drop the footage until a month after we
He's
film
going to
everything.
Greenland. He's going to catch that shark.
I am.
That'd be
bro.
Dude, that'd be
Dude, that I have to come with you, bro.
We all have to go.
That story was too good. If y'all didn't watch the last pod, you were talking about, dude, like that's insane. That's crazy.
It doesn't even like. I got to find a video and send it to you later because I don't think there really is much, but I can find something on it.
Like you just described something that doesn't even I can't even comprehend that. But no, this trip, I've been out of the country a good amount of times. But I think the majority of them was when I was younger with family on cruises, and that doesn't count. You know,
you haven't been. What you're trying to say is you haven't been on a strictly fishing, something that.
An expedition, right, a mission.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
This is a personal goal of yours.
Yeah, literally. And not only that, content-wise, it isn't our vibe completely, but sure. I think I can twist it to where it will be.
Here's the thing. I think anyone's going to find that entertaining. Holy shit, dude. Which fish was that?
Oh, my God, dude.
I don't know if you guys saw the water droplets. It just came across the screen, but that was... We filmed this podcast in Brenton's garage, and he's got his giant fish tank here, and sometimes the fish will go crazy. That's never happened before.
I know. I've never seen that. That was
nuts.
They're going buck wild right now.
I was literally waiting for a fish to land right here on the podcast.
Imagine.
That would have been entertaining. That wouldn't happen today when we've got the cameras rolling. That would be a fun trip, dude. You're going to love it. And I will say right now, it seems to be, especially watching Ryan's videos, he's been off YouTube for a little bit. His Squirtles videos, he's been off YouTube for a bit. And I know his content's really good, but I think it also helps that people are interested in something a little bit different.
Yeah.
Something that requires a little bit more work. And they're all in. I'm not going to ruin it for you, but people are all into this genre and this location right now.
Okay, yeah. That's what I was thinking. And I had another question.
That's where you're going by my point.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. But I think... See, I've done a countless amount of freshwater fishing, but this is a little bit higher caliber, bigger reels... line.
You'd be surprised, bro.
Yeah,
it's not like that. Really the only thing you're doing that's bigger is your movements, your actions bigger. To try to get the fish to bite. When we go
you're fishing for little freshwater GTs.
When we go 6-foot rods.
That's crazy.
I have the rods. I'll give them to you.
See, I can't fly with rods.
Yeah, you don't need. I wouldn't bring them if they've got rods.
They have them, and I rented them from them.
Bring the reels for sure. Yeah, bring the reels for sure. Bring extra line.
And they said I got to bring line, lures, reels.
Split rings. Bring extra split rings. 3X treble hooks.
Okay.
Don't use anything that comes with the bait. Don't use anything that comes with the bait. 3X treble hooks.
See, this is the knowledge I wanted.
I've been twice now to the general area, and I'm I know what to do and not to do.
Yeah, I got even clothing. I got a Yeti bag. I got a Yeti duffel bag.
Anything that's waterproof.
Yeah,
you have to make sure because it will rain. And
then the next thing was camera equipment. See, we have that R that we film with, which is nice and all. I tried to buy Caleb's R5 off of him last night. I was trying to convince him to sell it to me, but he wouldn't.
Why?
He's gonna hold on to it apparently.
Oh, he's gonna hold. Oh, I thought it was for sale.
Yeah, they also came out with this R3, which if you guys don't know, this is just the cameras we practically use to film all of our videos.
Tools, basically.
Yeah, and I want 2 cameras for this trip.
That's a good idea.
I want one wide angle and one long lens, like a 24 to 105 is what I would like for like a long lens, because our wide angle, like, dude, we're not gonna be able to catch birds flying over the river, and that's not gonna happen.
Drone.
You say bring 2 cameras.
Drone, 2 cameras, 100%. Even if you don't plan on using the other one, I mean, when we were in Sudan, I think it was the second day we had an A7S, a brand new A7S get washed up with salt water. That's totaled. I mean, that's gone. So
did you not have another camera?
We did.
Okay.
We did.
See, that's why. I mean, you need that.
That would have been absolutely horrific.
Yeah, that's the thing. So I'm thinking about grabbing another one. I wanted to get a Sony A7S III. I kind of did, but then I'm mix matching quality, like camera quality, and I feel like that might be weird. That's the thing.
The quality I don't think is so much, but it would be the coloring.
See, I don't color my videos. I had before when I used Sony, but I like Canon's color. And I also, as much as I'd like to make this trip like epic documentary style, like you would, like super cinematic. Yeah. I feel like it would do better if I did it more vlog style.
Well, you could do both, right? I mean, I've done that a little bit, and I think it would be nice to balance out between, like, I think if you're doing super cinematic from the 0-minute mark to 20 minutes, it can kind of wear the viewer out.
Yeah.
But if you include a little bit of just like talking, like you're holding the camera, walking around.
Yeah, like I'll have a Joby where I can pass it back and forth.
That's perfect.
To Jaquan, and we'll just be going at it. Yeah. But no, I was excited. I need to get some more knowledge from you at that. I need to finesse your lures. Do you happen to have a right-handed Metanium?
I do.
Can I give you my left-handed one as collateral?
As collateral, yeah. I don't want it for.
Okay.
I actually got it with me. That you can have right now.
Really?
Yes, that's the one that I brought to Florida.
Okay, yeah. See, Ryan gave me the left-handed Metanium, and I actually, speaking of that, I used that for the glides that I was throwing.
Oh, when you went fishing?
Yep. And bro,
sweet,
I landed all the fish on them. It's just like. I don't use lefty, so I'm like not getting them in nearly as fast.
You don't want to go to a new trip with something you're not comfortable.
Yeah, that's what I was telling Jake when I was like, man, like that was a good way to break it in, but I don't know if I'm gonna like to catch these monster, like deadly freshwater fish on that.
No, yeah, you definitely want the right-handed.
Okay, I'll give you my lefty as collateral.
I'd say bring like 3.
I'm gonna bring a spinning.
Yeah, maybe a little spinning just for some small stuff.
Yeah, I might even bring my pen with a clicker for
big spinning.
For big. Caleb, bleep that out. Yeah. That's what I'm going in there to catch.
Do they have a rod for you with that?
They do.
They do? Okay.
They do. That's why I want to bring that spinning.
I was going to say, because sometimes they don't, and that's just...
I
wanted to do that last time, and they didn't have a rod for me.
Yeah, that's my thing, and I told him there was like 4 things I wanted to catch, and Caleb will know what to bleep out. But there's... I also really want to...
Yeah, see, when I went, there wasn't a whole lot of that. It was just 1 or 2. And with the exception of maybe, like, a crazy big catch.
Yeah.
But there was none of those, like, ones that you're wanting to catch, like, on the side with the big gear, which is going to be exciting for you because you're going to then be able to kind of expand. But maybe not next podcast, but the following podcast, we'll just have, like, as soon as you come back and you settle down, we'll have to sit down and talk about what you
Oh, God,
just
yeah.
Some story. You'll have so many...
I'm so excited. It's
gonna be fun.
Like I said, the biggest thing I've done out of the country, I went to Costa Rica with Jake a few months back, but like, it's not Costa Rica isn't like Americanized, like Puerto Rico would be, but it's not nearly as exotic as where I am going.
No, you'll be very uncomfortable, and that's like in my opinion, like a good thing.
Okay, yeah.
Like that'll feel good.
No, I'm stoked. Although it did get freezing cold in Texas the other day. Freezing.
Oh, yeah. Froze. I was walking on my pond.
I was gonna say I saw you on your pond.
Yeah, I was
Were you ice fishing?
Yeah, just for fun. So I bought like I think it was right after that crazy freeze 2 years ago.
Yeah.
I went and bought a K-drill, which is like a little tiny ice auger for ice fishing. And I was like, if this happens again, I want to go ice fishing.
Do you make a video?
No, I didn't catch any. I made the video I posted on Instagram. That was about it.
Okay.
So I just wanted to document it, what it was. To me, the thing is, I chose to film it right as, like, the ice was gone, like 2 hours after that.
Really?
After I filmed that, yeah.
And you were walking on it.
It was getting warm, yeah. But I was walking. It was a good inch of ice. So I was walking on the pond. Yeah, I drilled a couple holes, and I think I would have actually caught one of the bluegill in my pond if the water, for whatever reason, wasn't so. It was like dirty.
Really?
I think because it was the wind prior.
Yeah, I saw that. We didn't freeze that much over like here.
Oh, really?
Like just down by where you were at, it just decided to freeze more.
It got so
Yeah.
It got like to -3, feels like.
Bro, that's insane.
Yeah. So the pond froze, but I'm hoping it does it again because I would like to actually film a video on that.
Same.
Then furthermore, I'd like to figure out a way to get my snowmobile down here if it does get enough snow, and I want to just absolutely rip ass.
Do you know what's crazy?
With my sled.
When we were in Wisconsin, they had a snowmobile at Custom Offsets or whatever.
Oh, I'm sure.
And I was like, I want to buy this. And on
They're
Facebook,
so much fun.
They're not that expensive either.
No.
And I'm looking on Facebook Marketplace, and I'm like, imagine I throw this in the bed, bring this back to Texas, and if it snows, I'm just ripping it down like all like the highway everywhere.
I think whatever you would pay to just have that, just for that one singular day,
would be worth it.
I mean, no, who the fuck's gonna stop you?
No, nobody. Nobody's gonna stop you. That's
You've got the most capable vehicle for a snowmageddon to hit.
You're in Texas,
a southernmost
ripping
state.
the snowmobile.
Like literally, how it like I remember seeing how much snow was in the streets that one year when we got hit, and I'm envisioning going up like a $101 in a snowmobile. down 35 or something like that.
Oh my God.
It'd be sick.
Everyone would be like, what the
I've got it in my back pocket. And then on top of that, ice fishing a pond too.
Yeah.
It was like, I think it got, I remember Perrick went and ice fished and he said there was 4 inches of ice on some ponds around here, which is
I walked on Louisville.
A lot. Did you really?
I walked on Louisville. I have a video of me sliding around. You know this big pond next to my house right here? That's like almost part of Louisville.
Yeah.
I was sliding everywhere all over it.
Do you know it takes a lot of cold.
I was out there in the middle,
freeze
bro.
A big lake like that.
I have some clips, and I'm just like once I stepped and there was no cracking, I was ripping it around.
Yeah, as long as you get 2 inches, you're fine.
That's nuts. No, I would love for it to get cold again. I think the pattern is the last 2 years when it did do that.
It was February. Yeah, February seems to be the, and then this February, or I guess it's 2023 now, but February of 2022 also very cold.
Oh yeah,
not as cold.
It is 2023. You just reminded me of that.
I know.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
I completely forgot.
Happy New Year.
What is it today? This second day?
Today's the 2nd, and it's Tuesday.
All right.
Is it the 2nd?
Oh, wait. Is it a Tuesday? Monday.
No, it's a Monday.
It's Monday. Is this podcast going today or tomorrow?
This will probably have to go live tomorrow.
Okay, yeah.
We've fallen off. I will say we've fallen off the wagon with uploading every Monday, but we have uploaded every week.
Yeah.
Which is pretty solid. And Brent and I do have some pretty crazy schedules. And there's been some times where I just cannot get good. I am absolutely cursed with the good internet. We'll be in an Airbnb in the middle of West Palm. Can't upload. I'll be at a coffee shop. Everyone around me is on their computers. I can't upload. It's like
not you.
I've uploaded I think 3 podcasts now on my cellular service. So
really,
yeah, dude. I just have such luck, and I can't upload from where I live because I live unless I put a satellite dish on top of one of my neighbor's cows and he moves around in the circumference.
That's not a bad idea, bro. Because I know a guy who does that, and I can hook you up.
I thought about it, bro. It's the internet's so bad by me.
Strap a panel on a cow.
Yeah.
That's the vibe.
Dude, we've been away for a second. I've written down some notes.
Yeah. No.
What are some things that have happened since? I got a couple things.
Was this technically Mila's first Christmas?
It was technically Mila's first Christmas. Yeah.
Yeah.
She had fun.
She get booked up on presents.
Yeah. She got stoked. She didn't really get actually she was opening up presents before Christmas more than she was actually on Christmas because we had all the presents out for a month so the tree looked nice.
And she went buck wild.
She's tearing. Yeah, she's tearing.
Ripping the hell up.
She had fun. She got she got a little bike. We got her a little bike.
Piriana.
Got some books. What else? I don't know. Just some little toys.
She's already reading.
Yeah, she just finished chapter 1 of Harry Potter. She's super literate. The smartest 10-month-old I've ever met.
Yeah, man.
She's reading Harry Potter.
I don't think I can get through a page. Out loud.
She's reading me to sleep, actually.
That's nice. I wish I had that.
No, I'm just kidding. But she's getting big, though. Starting to walk and all that. That was first Christmas. That was fun. Very low-key. Did absolutely nothing. We said we were even going to... I did cook on Christmas. Then Kaylee's dad came the next day. That was fun. He drove in. Laid low. What about yourself? What were your extravagant Christmas plans?
I got a scooter for Christmas.
Did you?
Just a scooter.
Like a motorized one?
Nope.
Oh.
Just a scooter.
Is that it?
And a tool chest to put all my tools over in.
Where's the tool chest at?
I haven't put it together yet.
Oh, that's the worst when someone gets you something you got to put together.
I have to build? Bro,
I hate that
I swear. I would have loved just an Amazon gift card.
Man, I love Kaylee so much, but one time for my birthday, she got me outdoor furniture. And I was like, oh, thanks. But it was all in a very small box, and I knew exactly what this meant.
Can't wait for the install.
I'm going to have to put it all together. So I The box had been sitting outside for like a month. I just was procrastinating. Like, you know, when I come home from fishing and filming, it's like dark. You know, I'm like, I'm not going to build this now. So I got one day where I was like, all right, fine, I'll build it. The weather was nice, so I built this thing.
It's like 3 months later.
3 months later. This is like the oldest present I've ever opened. So delayed. Open it up, build it, set it up. I think maybe we sat on it a couple times until we had a exterminator come over and take a look and just spray around the house for brown spiders or whatever. And he moved the furniture, lawn furniture aside, the outdoor furniture side. And he's like, yeah, you've got an infestation of black widows behind your.
No.
Yeah. So we got rid of so the next day we threw away the furniture because it just creates a habitat for them. It was a big piece of furniture, outdoor furniture space. So they were like up in the cushions.
Hell
and shit.
No, bro.
So that was spiders. That was one of those things where I was like, please don't. Oh, that's a nice scooter.
You like my
you see that?
Yeah.
That's actually really sick.
That's my scooter.
So did you want a scooter?
Yep.
Did you just? Oh, did you really?
No.
I was gonna say because you got one.
Did you want a scooter?
Wow.
Yeah. Look.
10,000 likes and I'll give this away.
Watch this.
Yeah. The wheel spins. What about the front one? Does that spin?
See, that's dude. Sick, bro.
That's lit.
Yes, I've been
vibing. Did a
well
job on the handlebar. That's nice.
Yeah, right. They knew what they were doing. You can give it a ride in it once we're done with the pod.
Nice.
Yeah, I got no problem with it. Nice. I normally don't let most people ride it, but you can.
Friends with benefits, right? Buds with benefits.
I'll take that from you. Ugh. Yeah, I got
That's
that.
Cool, bro.
I also got my another install. I got my uncle those ditch lights, you know, that I have on the truck. Mm-hmm. And I got them for him. Then he was like, hey, you want to install them? And I'm like, oh.
Sick.
Cool.
The gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, the gift came with the free installation kit. But no, so, yeah, I put those on. Wow. That was Christmas, though.
So it was good. You got everything you wanted.
Yeah, New Year's was crazy because I don't know if you watch college football at all, but oh, my God. Nuts season. It was crazy. Georgia and Ohio were playing, and Ohio was winning the whole game. Crazy because Georgia's so good.
OSU?
I think,
yeah. State, yeah.
Yeah, and, bro, Ohio somehow winning the whole game, and it finally, with the last minute left, it was 41-42. Georgia was winning by 1. And the first time they were up in the whole game, and Ohio got all the way down to where their kicker could make a field goal with 3 seconds left.
I heard about it. He just absolutely whiffed it.
Absolutely whiffed.
That's got to be someone not, like, breaking that down for a conspiracy theory.
I don't know. People are saying, like, when it was being held, like, the laces were facing the wrong way, and it just wasn't. He couldn't.
How many yards was it?
I think it was like 50. Which is that's makeable. It's makeable. Yeah, he made a 48 with no problem, like right before that.
Yeah, but he didn't even come close.
No, like it went
upright
70 yards to the left.
I used to be so into football, dude. I probably would have been the one to bring this up to you. But I used to be so into it. I still watch it. Like if a game is on, if it's a good game, I don't care who's playing. I will absolutely.
That's the thing. I hadn't been watching forever until Jake one was just putting me on, and TCU is also. I mean, they're going to the national championship.
Undefeated, right?
Yeah. Oh no, I think they lost one time. They lost to Kansas. Yeah. But they won against Michigan.
Isn't their QB like 42 years old or something? Does he have like a family? TCU's quarterback has got like a 401k. Like, what is the deal? It's so weird. College football is so weird. It doesn't make any sense.
Like 42 years old. Oh, man. Yeah, it's...
Like, I didn't know that was a rule. I might start working on my spiral now.
Bro, I might get it down. We can go practice in the front yard.
Maybe, yeah. I didn't know there wasn't an age limit for college football.
Bro, yeah, I was invested in that. But no, New Year's is 2023. You got any... Oh, yeah. You got a New Year's resolution?
No.
Okay.
Just be better. Just elevate.
Okay. Well, mine was for Buzz.
Is this a setup you just wanted to share? Yeah, let me... Sorry. Brent, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
Mine was for Buzz's benefits to hit 100K.
Oh, yeah, that's mine, too. 100K.
Oh, you can't make it now that I said that.
It's a conjoined.
It's not conjoined. You said you didn't have them.
All right, so what do you want me to pray on our downfall? That we don't hit 100K? I also want us to hit 100K on this.
Oh, shit.
I think the only thing that's going to keep us from hitting 100K is if we don't have some interesting guests on here.
Yeah, no, I think we need to go like DJ Khaled mode.
Yeah.
On their ass.
Yeah, just what DJ Khaled isn't like you just feature anyone and anything.
No, get DJ Khaled.
Oh, get him on?
Yeah.
I feel like he'd be pretty boring, honestly.
You think so? We were watching his Snapchat story earlier, and he seems pretty interesting.
I know. Oh, really? Well, yeah, he's interesting in that sense, but I don't know if you could sit down and have a conversation with him.
Every story is the same.
My
favorite, life is good.
My favorite is the one where he just gets lost on a jet ski. Like he presumably rents a jet ski or takes out someone's jet ski, and like the whole story, like on his Snapchat or whatever Instagram, is just progressively him getting more and more lost. It's like dark, and he's still out on the jet ski. Yeah, you've never seen that?
No, I haven't
I'm pretty
seen
sure it's a tier 1 meme. It's pretty funny.
I wish
it's an S tier meme for sure.
I'm sure he's on there like, life is good. I'm lost. Is probably what he's doing.
Jet ski, man.
I'm surprised it didn't sink.
I know. Shout out DJ Khaled. No, but anyway, speaking of guests, you know, there's this one. So we went and I'm not going to go into it too much, but we went and fishing in the Guadalupe River, which, you know, you bailed on. You didn't make that trip happen, which is cool. It's all good. I'm just kidding. That you weren't invited to that one.
What the? That sounds even worse. You should have left it.
That trip sucked. You didn't want to be on that trip. So we went on that trip, and then we ran into a viewer who goes by the name of Stinky Riggin. I just been going back and forth.
That's what he goes by?
That's his surname. Yeah, that's his alias. Stinky Riggin. So he hooked us up with tacos and drinks, and Caleb's been kind of talking to him a little bit, and as have I, like periodically. And he, I guess, tried to do a similar trip on the Guadalupe River recently.
Yeah.
And I guess it went horrible. And he DM'd Caleb the entire story, like via text.
Yeah.
It is the funniest shit I've ever read.
It's that good?
No, I'm not exaggerating when I say I texted him today, and I was like, if you could come down and just, because I thought about reading the story myself on the podcast.
It's that good.
But I was like, it's not my story to tell.
Yeah. You
need to sit here. You're an angler. You're just someone who's had a very traumatic experience, and you need to share the story. It's funny.
Really?
So I invited him to come on the podcast just to share this moment.
Okay.
He's an interesting cat too.
I'm ready.
Nice guy.
Yeah, I'm glad I haven't talked to him. It makes more room for conversation.
Yeah, and I kind of like, it's been a while since I read the story too, so it'll be
okay. Yeah,
it's pretty funny.
No,
anyway,
we'll let you guys come up with some guests.
Also, too, what's
I didn't. You like this plant?
You didn't introduce me. What's her name?
Tarkeisha.
Very nice. Is she all natural?
She's not. She's not all natural. I put a
real plant, is it not?
I put a few.
It's a real plant.
Well, you just broke Tarkeisha's limb.
It's a real plant.
Yeah,
it is natural.
Yeah. Although I put some supplements in her.
How? What was going through Brenton's brain when you just picked this up and put it in the middle of the couch?
Well, it was over there by the pond, and I thought like, hey, that gives it the look. And then I was like, not today. The pod needs the look. So I grabbed Tarkeisha, set her right in the middle of us.
Yeah, Brent just took a plant and put it on a couch. And he's like,
exactly what I did.
He's like,
didn't even put it in a different
interior
pot.
design, aesthetically pleasing. Puts plants on couch. Looks good.
That's exactly what I thought. I'm so glad when you came in here, you were like, that's it. That's what we needed.
Miss it, dude. You put a miniature palm tree right in the podcast studio. I'm like, okay, that looks good.
When Jake came in, I was like, look what I did. He was like, what'd you do? I was like,
put a plant on a couch.
The plant.
I think it would look good if we somehow like got it like so you couldn't see the actual pot, you know, like it was actually growing up out of the.
You don't like the pot?
Couch. I don't hate it.
Okay.
I think it could look. I think it could look better. Like this podcast, always room for improvement.
That's true. That's true.
Let's
no, but guests. We did want to hear some more guests. I'm sure you guys got plenty of ideas. We were talking about getting some. Griffin Johnson was a good one.
Yeah.
He's now a fellow angler.
We just need to pull some trigger. We need to reach out to some of these folks.
I'll start doing that. I'll start getting a hold of some people. You start getting a hold of some people. We need all the clout.
Clout is key.
Clout is key.
Clout is key.
We need to gather all the clout.
I'm also down just to have some like Stinky, like just people that
that's also good. Yeah.
Interesting. Who've walked some interesting lives.
Yeah, I agree.
Who have seen some shit, been there and been back. I like that. I like talking to people who have a good story to tell. Speaking of stories, you got anything good in your notes?
Yeah, I actually do have some things written down I'd like to share with you.
You go ahead and I'll take it from there.
I think Caleb just texted me, "Hey, beautiful."
Caleb did not text you, "Hey, beautiful."
I think he did.
He definitely did.
Don't put it past him. I think Jake One actually put on his story the other day me riding a bull, and Caleb DM'd Jake One and said that Caleb identifies as a bull. So
Caleb said that?
Yes, he did. So I mean that sounds. I thought that was great. I was going crazy. And
what was that all about?
It was Victoria's friend's birthday, and the only reason I wanted to go was to ride that bull. So, although no, I did get. Or actually, I'll ask you. We'll talk about my story later. How's the Speed Seed video? I saw that go live.
Trash.
Oh.
So bad. You knew that though already. That was such a setup. It's doing so bad.
I didn't mean in terms of views.
What do you mean? How is it doing? It says right there the view count's public for everyone to see.
I meant
Brenten.
like. Are people liking it or?
I mean, yeah, people think it's cool, but like, it tanked as far as
give it some time. Damn it, it'll catch.
How long? How long do I beat
probably
this dead
a year,
horse?
about a year or two.
I'm done resuscitating that video. I'm gonna take it out now. I gotta actually fish with it. I'm just like, what the fuck? I thought the thing was so okay. So I'm not like in a what the fuck mindset because I was certain it was gonna do good. But everywhere we went with that thing behind the truck, people were like, "What is that?" They were showing genuine interest in this thing. So I thought, if that is the in-person reaction to the Speed Seed, what's it gonna be like when people are like checking the thing out online, like when they see this thing online? Maybe the video just wasn't. You know, and I'm always trying to be like critical as to like it's not anyone's fault, but maybe how we executed it. Like maybe it was poorly executed. So I'm gonna go back to the drawing board with that video. I think we could have done better with the video. I will say.
I think the video itself was great.
Yeah,
I do think it was really good. I loved how fast paced it was. Actually, me and my buddy were talking about you the other day. A long talk about your YouTube, and
how you guys visit the graveyard to check out my.
We were going through your content, and we were talking about how you.
You guys were having a long talk about how you guys were discussing YouTube channels that are failing.
How
then
the Forbes,
then you remembered mine. And
the
like,
Forbes least watched list.
Yeah, Forbes 100 under 100.
Forbes 100 under 100. No, we were talking about how everyone has seemed to have like that period where they just they do so bad that they would like to find a state where it has higher altitude and they could send off of it.
Well, I mean, from this perspective, you really don't have anything to lose where I'm at. You know,
that is.
I will say on a more half glass full perspective, the next video we posted of the giant lure did pretty good.
I saw that, and I'm pretty happy.
I think that video did a little bit better because it just kind of hadn't been done before.
Yeah, and I think, well, then at the same time, I've seen a lot of these people have been buying stuff for YouTube, like the Speed Seed. Although I've never seen anything like the Speed Seed.
Right.
That's definitely never been done.
Maybe it was too zany.
I think I think if you were fishing out of it or something like.
Well, that's the next. Plan.
I like that. We need to get. Have you launched it yet?
No, but I have a plan.
Is it not my plan?
No, it could be a plan that includes everyone, but I thought of it myself. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
my thoughts are separate to yours.
Can I intertwine each?
Sure. Do you have an idea?
Yeah, I know where to launch it.
Okay. I don't think we need to go anywhere specific. I just need to put wheels on it, and I want to put a winch on the front so that we can just wheel it off into the water. My big thing is people were saying, "Oh, you're just being just take it off of the trailer and wheel it down." But yeah, the thing is, if I get it down, I'm not going to be able to get it back up. Period. There's no way I'm going. That thing is so like people don't realize how heavy that thing is.
Is it like permanent wheels you want to put on it?
No. So if you notice, like when I had it winched to the trailer, I had it ratchet strapped down to the trailer, but the people were saying to just remove the ratchet straps and just take it and wheel it off of the trailer. But how the do I get it back on? Yeah,
that's the issue. You need a winch on it, is what you're saying.
Right. So my point is put a winch on it, connect it to the trailer, and then take it off, and then let it wheel itself down while still being connected, and gradually bring it down. Because if I bring it down when just the wheels are loose,
you're not getting it back up.
I'll be up to my in the water, making sure this thing is floating. I don't mind doing that if I can bring the wheels back, because that's the only support system I have for that boat. And people were saying you
could just dock it somewhere. You could buy it.
Where? Also, too, I pull that thing up to a slip, and they'll be like, "No, we don't. Sorry, we don't slip these kind of boats.
We don't slip like a floating."
Yeah. Sorry, we don't have anything for your floating, sir.
Not
your money
today.
is literally no good here. Please leave the premise.
Speaking of that, I got the houseboat to stay at its storage unit.
Nice.
Yeah, I ripped the whole shack.
Where are we at with that?
It's now the rebuild stage.
Okay.
Yeah, so I need to start rebuilding her.
Still fully dedicated there?
Yeah. The last video did bad. Well, it did do bad. It did like 75K. Okay. It's about to be at 80K.
That's better than the Speed Seed.
It's
better than the Speed Seed.
Better than the Speed Seed.
I'll just leave it at that.
But no, I have some faith. I really want to go like all out on building it, and I think I'm going to do it myself.
I think The viewers would appreciate that.
So I think it's going to be a long-term video, not like a series. I think I'm just going to make one big video doing it and just get it done.
Why no series?
Just because I'm afraid that I'm just going to really, like, if I do episode 1, I got to do, like, the rest. I got to keep going. And if episode 1 does bad, yeah. So I'd like to just, it might take so much time. Like, I might do the first, like, 2 sides and then not touch it for 3 months, you know. I don't know. I haven't touched it since we took it out last, but I'm going to get on that soon.
You got a lot of projects, man.
Yeah, a lot. Although, so yeah, the speed seed, that's good. I'm glad.
It's not. What are you glad of?
I'm glad we have a plan for your speed seed. Is what I'm glad about. I already asked you your New Year's resolution, and that was not shit. So, although I did go out and fish another lake the other day, and I want to go with you.
Now I have a question. Does it involve crossing buoys?
We're not going to film, like, if we go out there.
Dude, I knew it. I saw the background. I was like, dude, I can't film there. I literally cannot film there. Did anyone say anything to you? No, of course not.
Nothing. Gross. Bro, like, I mean.
I'm guessing there's no concrete there.
It was, no. I did scratch the out of the boat, though.
How?
Lifting up the wire and slipping underneath. This was in a private pond that was completely legal.
Yikes.
But we caught 52.
Believe it, dude.
Yeah,
you were fishing.
We get there and they start schooling, and the water temperature is 15 degrees higher than the ramp.
Yeah, because you're right there at the source,
and
where all the hot water.
They start schooling, and we're watching like 5-6 pounders, just like sharks, like they're flying. I throw the glide in there, and I'm reeling lefty, and I'm like, poof, and like, bro, they're hitting it out of the water.
Dude, that's insane.
My god,
that's actually insane.
We should just go. It's so sick.
How far is that?
2 hours.
It's like the same distance as the other one.
Yeah, bro. It is nuts. We were having such a good time. I think we're going back tomorrow.
You should.
Yeah, I think we're going back tomorrow.
Dude.
So I mean, I didn't even show you like all the pictures. I had not thrown in Clyde. I went to Cabela's, and I was
That's like a little. Was that a Savage gear?
Yeah, it was.
That's a good one.
I was channeling my inner John. And I was sitting there with my buddy Nate, and he's like, "I'm gonna throw a Glide," and he grabs like the tiny version of mine, and I grabbed the big one. He's like, "No, nothing's gonna eat that." And I was like, "John told me that even a 2-pounder will eat this.
Oh yeah.
So I'm gonna throw it." And he was like, "Nah, you're not gonna get anything."
Why would he say that?
I caught 15 over 4 pounds.
Yeah.
And they were, bro, so much fun. Just like working it.
The gizzard shad that are in those lakes are like 15 inches.
Yeah.
They'll crack it.
Bro, and not only that, I was sitting there, and I love how this lake, it's still on, right?
Was it not supposed to be?
And by the way, this lake is in another state. It's not in Texas. It's 2 hours in a different state. But, you know, I just kept thinking, like, man, I could put my pacu in here. I could put my peacock bass in here, and they would live.
Oh, they would.
And they would live. But, like, obviously I would never do that because that's, like, a federal offense. But just thinking
I think
about
Texas tried to do that, actually.
Yeah, that's the thing. Texas, you were telling me that. Like, these lakes were stocked with fish like that.
No one killed them off, though.
Me either, because, I mean, I was just sitting there looking at the temp, and I was like, man, they could live inside of here. Like, I could put all the fish in my pool pond in here, and it would be like a crazy fishery.
Maybe they didn't try hard enough. Maybe they only put, like, a small amount, like 100 peacocks and some.
So I'm saying that won't work.
You'd have to put a lot.
Yeah, like, if I were to put any, which I never would, if I were to ever put, like, 2 pacu in there or something, then
I think the pacu would probably do fine.
They would just dip off, or they'd be with each other, or there'd have to be a great chance that one's a male, one's a female. Right. But yeah,
so when's that video dropping?
It's not dropping.
Stocking invasive fish in a public lake.
No, I wish.
At Texas Parks and Wildlife.
Might as well. No, it definitely is super cool fishing out there. I think we should go. Although, you went to OH?
Yeah.
The Big Mama?
Yeah, I went there and dabbled around. It was that right. There it is, little stroke. I went there during a cold front. Cold front. It was the tail end of it. I thought something was going to pop off.
Any big fish?
Just 2 6-pounders. That's it.
Oh, just 2 6-pound. That's great.
It's good, but not for that.
You get a video?
No. I was out there just digging around. I was
looking.
See,
why don't we go to my lake and do that?
I was out there to find. I take that back. I was filming. It just wasn't to my liking. And I really was out there thinking that I could just get a double digit. I came actually really close. Like,
there's this one guy I'm sure you're really familiar with, and I love to put you in these situations.
Okay.
I think you love him a lot. His name's Milliken Fishing.
I don't have any beef with Milliken. I actually watch his videos, and what he does is very impressive. I don't know.
Have you seen the fish he's been catching?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Is that possible?
Yeah.
How? He caught like 10 pounders in one day.
You spend a lot of time on the water, and you just fish for bass, and you just look at your graph. And I'm not saying anything against it, but you spend a lot of time looking at your electronics. Here's the thing.
I haven't personally watched his videos, but I've been coming across his titles and thumbnails, and I'm like, there's just no way.
No, I don't have a problem with milking at all. And there's like this stupid 6 Cents Guggen beef, and it's absolutely, it's dumb. Like
he's with 6 Cents?
Yes. He might even, I don't know, but I would have to assume he owns a little bit of the company as well, just for the amount of promotion he does. No, the thing with Ben is he just seems like he's got a chip on his shoulder with a lot of people, and I don't know if it's for play. I don't know if he's doing it because that's just how fishermen, especially people who are good at fishing, tend to act. And I've done that too. I've done a little bit of that too. I'll have a hot month and I'll just start mouthing off. But Ben's having like a couple of good months, so maybe it just seems like that's how he's all the time. I think he's an all right guy. I really do. I think I'd like to fish with him sometime. Although I don't get the whole like attitude thing. I think it's weird. Like I think he's good. If you're good at something, you just act like you've been there before. Just like you should have nothing to say to prove yourself. No. Your actions and your successes should be enough to speak volumes. You shouldn't have to be in the comments. You shouldn't have to be whatever. And sometimes he'll jab me and I'm like this. But he's all right. I don't give a shit about.
It's the graph, bro, isn't it? Like
live scope is big, man.
You know, that's what was crazy.
I have to thank for all my big fish catches.
Ryan was saying that like even in Colombia they started using live scope.
Very much ruins the experience.
Yeah.
Like what you were talking about how you're just throwing glides at fish, like that's
the most fun.
Yeah, it's the mystique of fishing.
Bro,
when you have that graph that tells you everything that's down there, it is so addicting and it is so much fun. However, you do lose that mystique. You're not it's that mystery, that allure of like that instinct of like what makes a stone cold killer of an angler, and it just feels good when you're like, I knew it. Like I went over here, I knew there was a rock pile down here 20 feet, and I caught him on it.
Yeah, bro. I think like when we were even throwing the glide around and having so much fun, it was almost like we got tired of that. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna try a new technique. I'd throw on a white swim bait and I'd reel it right off the bank, and boom, another 4-pounder. And I was like, oh, it's just so addicting.
It is.
I did not want to leave, but yeah, I mean, other than that, you went to OH, really apparently.
It's awful. I caught 2 6-pounders.
Caleb texted me last night too, and he was like, "Hey, I heard you're going to OH with us," and I was like, "Yeah." When?
What are you talking about?
That's why I'm here to confront you.
Oh, about the trip I'm planning?
You're planning one?
Do you want to go?
Well, Caleb texted me.
It's 5 days.
What?
It's gonna be for 5 days.
Okay, well, Caleb texted me this, and actually, you know, you said this to me the other day, and
what did I send to you?
You said it's really funny. Let's see. Whenever you went out to OH, you texted me, and you said something like, "Oh yeah. Here we go."
Was I texting you thinking you were Caleb?
No, you texted me a screenshot of the temperature, right, of where you were going.
Oh, yeah.
And I just misinterpreted that for like an invite of tomorrow. This is what we're doing.
I can just text you and show you that I'm doing.
And you were just
why are you just so
just texted me the screenshot of the weather, and I said, "Let's do it." And that was my only response. And then you said, "I'm heading to OH tomorrow," and I was waiting for the "You want to come?"
Are you coming with? It was Christmas Eve. I thought maybe you had
I was waiting for you hitting these big mamas with me, and I'm like, "You're lying." And you said it's setting up perfectly, post frontal and flat calm, and I'm like, "Okay, where's the
okay,
Brenten?"
All right, I feel bad. So I'm planning a trip. So my 2 buddies from Maine, they're coming down. They've been talking about OH, and I said, listen, it was right around like Christmas Day. I think I texted them. I was like, if you boys are free for like those dates, come on down and we'll plan a trip.
Yeah.
And they like, one of my buddies is super busy. He got the time off to do it, and then my other buddy is getting his doctorates, Ryan and Connor, and they're flying down. And I'm like, kind of like open up the doors to whoever wants to come, but like.
You think you're gonna go back before that?
Bring your own.
No. Really?
No. Chris Zaldane's down there, and he's gonna give me an idea as to what they're doing, and that's enough for me. As long as I have like a little bit, like someone who knows like what the water temperature is in the time. Mm-hmm. But it's. I think it's fine to say the date. I don't know. It wouldn't. I tweak about that kind of stuff, but like is when I'm gonna be down there. So if you're gonna pull up your boat, I got a place to stay. I don't know how many people can fit in it, but if you just want to bring a cot,
okay, I may or may not be in Florida, but if I'm not,
that's why I didn't know. Also, too, I know that 5 days committed to fishing on your channel is not.
Oh yeah, I would only go for like a day or two.
Yeah, you should come if you want to. I'm cooking.
You're cooking?
If you're 21, I was gonna say we've got drinks, but cooking. I can make you a virgin ranch water, just as good.
I'd like that. Actually.
Virgin ranch waters, cooking, fishing. But if you bring your boat, we're staying literally, I think, 5 minutes from the boat ramp.
You know, I'd have to follow you to the spot because I don't have live scope.
I was gonna say just install it.
No.
Why?
No, it's $2,000.
No, it's not.
What live scope are you getting?
The black box and the transducers, I think $1,000. I mean, oh, I guess you got to get the graph too. Well, here's the thing, if you got that stuff, you could borrow my graph. Yeah, I'd let you borrow the head unit.
Yeah, that sounds like
this is exactly why I didn't invite you, bro. This is exactly why I didn't.
No.
It's not that I didn't invite you. It just wasn't. You were not even someone I thought of who would find that trip to be something you jump on because it's 5 days.
I'd want to do it, but I would want to do it without live scope.
That's what I'm saying. You have to have live scope.
You think so? You think I'd have to have it?
Okay.
What if I just followed you?
You wouldn't have to. You wouldn't
started casting in the same direction.
I would hate if you were behind me casting in the same direction. That would drive me nuts. That is giving me more ammunition to pull back on my invitation. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. You wouldn't have to have live scope, but would it greatly increase your chances of catching more fish? I think so. For whatever reason, that live scope and that they complement each other.
Okay, there's some big mamas.
Yeah, some kid drove down from Kentucky and caught 2 14s in one day, and on the side he landed an 11-pounder, just something small, just a nice kicker with his 28-pound bag with 2 fish.
Do they do tournaments out there ever?
They do, yeah. Although they tend to do them in the summer months when it's still good, but not as crazy.
God, bro,
that's nuts, bro.
Well, do you have any specific plans for 2023 that I will be partaking in?
I had an answer for that question
until you
lost
said
it. Until you said.
All right, so if we take out that, let me think.
Yeah. There's probably something I can think of.
Okay.
Well, let's make the Greenland shark trip work. How about that?
You want to do that in 2023?
Yeah.
I'm so down, bro.
I have to start planning that now.
I'm so down. So I think what you told me from that is you fly into Iceland is where it is. You stay there
Reykjavik, for the least amount of time possible, unless you've got some money to spend.
Nope, don't have that. So fly into Iceland, then fly from there to Greenland.
Yes.
And then do they you're fishing on the ocean?
It's frozen salt water.
It's just a frozen. Okay, and then they cut a massive hole.
Massive hole. Fucking huge hole.
And what do you fish with?
Seal, or I believe you can use. What was the other option? I think it's just seal.
Now, how do you fight this fish?
Seal or caribou too. You could use caribou.
Oh yeah, let me fish with a caribou.
Yeah.
Let me pop this caribou on a treble and drop it down there.
I know seals for sure. One of them.
Now, how big are they?
I think anywhere between
are you talking the size of this
before
garage?
I just start spewing out of my ass and speaking on things that I'm not certain of.
Fishing with a caribou. So imagine that here we're flying in Iceland. We're gonna hunt a caribou. We're gonna strap it to our prop plane.
You want to take a guess? What do you think the average length is of a sleeper shark, or some call a Greenland shark? Wait, hang on. Let me make sure a sleeper shark's the same thing. Sleeper shark might be something different. No, same thing. It's pretty much the same thing.
Okay, so let's say 4 to 12 feet.
4 to 12 feet is average size?
Average size?
Average size, and then I'm gonna ask you a second question. That is, what do you think? How do you think? What's the biggest you think they get?
4 to 8 feet. Okay. Average size.
Average length, 12 feet, weighing between 700 to 800 pounds. Okay, what do you think the biggest is reported? Biggest sleeper shark in length?
17 feet.
20 feet. That's a big fish.
So you're trying to catch a 12-foot fish.
Yeah.
Now, how do they get this out of the ice?
The hole's so big.
And they
so this is where it gets a little weird. You really don't eat the meat. The way that they eat the meat, I think I explained this earlier, is because there's
you have to bury it.
You bury the meat, and which ferments it, and after I think a few months you can then remove it and eat it. But it's absolutely putrid. It's disgusting meat. Some people, I think, do eat it. It's a delicacy. So 2 options. And one of the options I would lean more towards. You bring the fish up, you unhook it, get the videos of the shark in the water, then try to send it back down.
It's probably going to die.
Probably going to die, right? But I don't know what the other option is.
I don't know their hardiness level, you know? Like, what if, like...
Well, just bring in any fish from that depth.
Well, you might be telling the people there, and they're like, nah, he's going to be fine. Who knows? It's a Greenland shark.
Or they want to keep it, and it doesn't go to waste. That's my thing, is I wouldn't want to kill it in vain for a video.
I would hope that they'd want to keep it, because I feel like it'd be really cool to bring one of those up. But then if they're not going to, then I see where you're just like, bringing it to the top of the hole, and that's about it.
They're like, okay, now what? What do you want to do with it? Looking at me, I'm like, I don't know. What do you like, put this in my carry-on? I don't know. What.
You got a saw?
But the thing is, I could totally see it happening like that. You get this giant shark up through the... by the way, what we're explaining right now is a trip that I had talked about on a previous podcast in regards to planning a trip to Greenland, which, by the way, is not so green.
Let me see.
And ice fishing for a Greenland shark or a sleeper shark, which is, I think, to my knowledge, one of the only sharks you can catch through the ice. It'd be technically ice fishing for a shark.
Let's see where Greenland is. I don't even know where that is on the map, bro.
It's huge. It's a huge piece of land and frozen ice.
It's way above, like, Canada, isn't it? To the right?
Yeah, to the right. Yeah, it's
That's what I thought. Holy shit.
Yeah,
bro.
We were going to land. I'll tell you where we were going to land.
That does not really look too appealing to fly into. Well, is there even a... Look at that. Is there even a city?
On the southeastern coast.
I don't know if you guys can see that, but it's just white.
Or it's all.
Oh, my God.
I'm trying to remember where we were going to fly.
Why would they even try and, like, colonize there? I'm, like, going along the borders, and I don't even see... I
don't know if this is true, but I think the story goes it was the Vikings that came to Iceland, and Iceland was rich in flowing water, and they could do, I think, maybe a bit of farming, and there was, like, life there.
Yeah, I'm over here.
They wanted to throw other settlers off, so they named Iceland, and then Greenland, and Greenland was a more treacherous place to live, but people thought Greenland was the place to go because of its name. So I don't know if that's true or not. Oh, so we were going to land in...
Bro, like, even looking at Iceland, oh my gosh, there's a city. There's a city.
Yeah, if you zoom in, it's nuts. You see, like, these little tiny
homes. That is insane.
Yeah, it's...
Greenland is huge. I mean, that's, like, what, the same size as a...
Oh, it's literally bigger. It's as big as the United States. It's... I think Greenland is bigger than the United States. But look how much tinier Iceland is.
Yeah, Iceland's like micro, and you got to fly over Greenland or around Greenland to get to Iceland.
You fly just south of.
Yeah, right. Okay.
I think you come south of it, like you kind of drop down, and then you drive north, or they fly north. You drive. You hop in your minivan.
So you were stuck in Iceland.
I was stuck in Iceland.
What a neat place to be stuck.
It was expensive, but it was pretty cool. Iceland's dope. Iceland's beautiful. Iceland is very, like have you ever like read in? Did you guys ever talk about like Norse mythology or anything like that?
Yeah, I know the topic you're talking about.
Giant, like you can understand why people believed in like the ancient Norse gods back then, because everything was so big. You had these geysers spewing hot water out of the ground. We literally just went and saw them. It was just nuts.
I would love to. How do you think the pyramids were made?
I don't know.
I'd love to hear people's like idea on that, because I always think about that. I always compare that to things, because like people have talked about how it's like impossible for like.
I think there's 3 theories. There's a couple. There's not more. Probably more than 3 theories. But there's one of which is, of course, you've got people who believe it had to have been some sort of extraterrestrial life.
I'm going with that one.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Think it was aliens?
I think it was.
There was also just the fact that the Egyptians were way more advanced than we thought they were.
Oh, yeah, I like that one too.
Or I think there's another one too, which kind of coincides with the second option, is that people don't realize we could have been way more advanced back then than we are now. We just think that we're at the height of our glory here in 2023. Yeah. Who knows what we knew and what we didn't know.
That's what I'm saying. There could have been something like technology, but
way better. Or literally was. I mean, how do we know that we are smarter now than we were back then?
I mean,
I'm kind of leaning more towards that one. I do believe in aliens. I think them are real. I don't think that.
You think them hoes are coming?
I do. I think they've probably been here and just checked it out and been like, this place sucks.
Yeah, I assume that's
we're gonna go back to our planet where,
true,
not going
downhill.
Sideways.
Yeah. No, I agree with that one, bro. I do think things were a lot more advanced back then. Like I never understood the sheer size of a pyramid, and then until they explained to me like what one block looked like, and that they used like a godly amount of them. And I was like, yeah, how's it even possible?
And they were the blocks didn't come from like next door; those blocks were transported from quite a distance away.
Yeah, someone was trying to say they used like a 50-mile ramp, right?
People also say the pyramids were much older than what they were documented as originally.
Yeah, they just found a Buddha statue. It's kind of off topic, but they just found one, and there was they put it through I think it's like a CAT scan machine, the statue, and there was a skeleton inside of it. So like someone was like
a sarcophagus of
it
was sculptured around a human. Where's this at?
Yeah, I just saw a picture of it, bro. Nuts looking. It caught my attention, and just to think like what was going on back then, bro.
Yeah, like what did they think was gonna happen when they did that? Like,
yeah, like
I'm not being mean. I'm just curious, like what was going through their minds. Like,
it was like, let me throw this Buddha through a CAT scan, and yeah, like
what was it? The Egyptians, like when you were embalmed, they removed your heart. It was something that it was.
Some crazy.
I believe it was your heart removed. Like what? Why? Like I mean, I know it was something to do with the ritual, but it just seems very odd that is. How did they figure that was gonna make a difference?
Oh, yeah. The mummified remains of a monk have been revealed inside a nearly 1,000-year-old Chinese statue of Buddha.
Wow. So they decided to run an X-ray on this.
Yeah. Crazy, bro. So imagine 1,000 years ago, what was going on? Like, not only that, they made that statue. I think I had this misconception when I was a kid.
CT scan reveals mummified monk inside Buddha statue. What the?
Bro, that's what I'm saying. When I was a kid, I think I had, like, the misconception that 1,000 years ago, it was just, like, cavemen and rocks and trying to make fire. And, like, that was going on.
Yeah.
Nuts.
Wow. So, I mean, it looks like it's made of, like, some sort of metal.
Bro, right? Super cool, but I definitely think about that sometimes. So
also some of that too is like, should we be with these dead people?
That's another thing.
Like I think like it's crazy. Like imagine you right now, you could do some like that. You request to be maybe instead of going the more traditional route, getting buried, cremated. You're like,
mummify my ass.
Mummify my ass in some 24K gold. Bedazzle me. But 20,000 years later, the whole Earth's flat and it's all redone. Someone finds you. They're like, look at this beautiful statue. They put your ass in a museum.
I'm in there.
Are you gonna curse that? Would you curse that museum? Would you be
going
upset?
Ballistic on them hoes.
You'd be upset?
Like, leave me and my bedazzled statue alone.
Is this something that you want to maybe put on your will?
I'm thinking now. I think you may have just convinced me.
And also, too, your will kind of doesn't really come into effect 20,000 years later. So, like, the people doing all that archaeology just get to around with your bones, right? Isn't that kind of crazy? Like, if you dig up a grave site now, I think you go to jail or something like that.
But in like 30,000 years, they'll be like, "Oh my gosh, look at how they were built."
1,000 years, 1,000 years from now, we get to around with those bodies and play with them and put them in. There's no.
Bro, if you think about it, things are buried everywhere.
Some guy in like a medieval cottage like had some sort of written document saying like, "Hey, like bury me in here and don't ever dig my up." And we just stumble upon someone builds their $20 million home on where the guy's buried, and they find his remains. They're like, "Oh, this would be a great piece for the museum down the road."
This would be
that's nuts. Right?
I wonder if like all the dinosaurs that we're finding, like they were.
They probably had some sort of written consent saying, "Hey, don't touch me." After.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think maybe it was like families that buried them, and they were like, "You're going out here."
Also, what about that? What if they were more advanced than we thought?
Right? Like, what if they had tablets?
I don't think like that far advanced, but I think like maybe what if they were
like they did bury their own like
talked or something. I think this conversation probably requires
sounds really stupid.
Yeah, and also sounds really stupid. Anyway, we're veering off topic. I will say one thing that's kind of interesting on the topic of theories, conspiracy theories, if you will, is I watched this. It was like I don't know if you could
Jeffree Star.
No, this has nothing to do with Jeffree Star.
Okay.
Did you watch something on Jeffree Star? Did you want to share?
No.
No. That guy ekes me out, bro. Does he go by Guy?
I don't
just
know.
defend him.
I don't know. I don't know if
Jimmy?
it was.
Jeff freaks me the fuck out. Jeffrey does.
Jeff.
Whatever
Jeff
he goes by.
Jeff be tripping.
Yeah, Jeff do be tripping, although he's making a lot of money, so kudos to him. I watched this documentary on dragons.
Ooh, okay.
And how it's very strange and kind of it raises the eyebrow, and it begs the question: how is it and why is it that so many different cultures all across the globe have a depiction or idea of a dragon. You think about it in the Chinese culture, the Nordic culture, the Scandinavian culture. I want to say
even like Egyptian.
There's always some sort. There are a lot of cultures which probably, unless we're incorrect, and again going back to civilization was way more advanced back then than we could even realize. But in theory, there should have been no way of these civilizations even knowing about each other, let alone being able to express the idea of, hey, we know about or. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm saying. Like, there'll be one culture, like, on one side of the planet that'll draw or
have the same idea,
carve out a dragon with the same markings as another one,
right?
Across the planet.
They look so similar.
They had to have been, like, prominent.
But on the flip side, you can make that argument, like a lot of cultures. Oh, there they go again.
Going buck wild.
A lot of cultures had the same idea of, like, sea monsters and probably giants.
And those were probably real.
Maybe they're real. That's the thing.
What I'm saying.
The other flip side is, like, maybe they're real.
Maybe they are. Maybe there were giants. I did know.
You know what I think? I think it could be like some sort of giant or very large, maybe
rock.
No. Well, maybe that. Maybe they just see. Maybe they're just
maybe like that's a big rock.
Bunch of psychedelics, and they're looking at these big rocks and these animals, and they're thinking that they're sea monsters or giant. But I'm thinking, what if it was some sort of long, forgotten, very small population of dinosaurs that were hanging around?
I like that.
Maybe a couple thousand of them left. And we killed them all off because we thought they were dragons.
Yeah, see,
they posed a threat to villagers, but I'm not buying that.
Yeah, there was a giant sloth. Giant sloth still be. You would know.
Could still be. I am a giant sloth.
Yes.
Still is.
Still
am.
A giant sloth.
Big sloth.
Yeah, I remember hearing about that thing, and it used to be in the Amazon. Yeah. Actually, I know someone who went on an expedition to try and find it.
Forrest Gump.
Yep.
Yeah, you can say his name.
Yeah, he did go out there and he went buck wild over that hoe.
Wasn't he saying that where he believes they could be is just such a treacherous area to?
It's just almost impossible. Yeah.
How is that? It's possible.
Yeah, I don't. Man, I don't know.
There's no way.
I've gotten into it before. Like, I've always wanted to find like a new species or find something endangered.
Have you checked any?
Are you laughing at me? I'm gonna do it. Watch. Watch. I'll find some.
Have you tried checking out any of the nearby drainage ditches in your neighborhood?
No, because if I were to, I'd just find albino plecos, and that's an issue.
Enough. We're not going any deep. I gave you a little bit of bait and you bit, so that's fine. Yeah. No, are you serious? Do you actually want to find?
I would like to find something. I would like to find something that's. I say that, but like there's these people who dedicate their lives to it, and they don't even find.
Yeah, maybe
stuff.
they just suck at it.
That's it. That's what it is. If
Think
I go out there,
people get lucky and find like.
I'm trying to find like a bird lizard, and it's like a lizard with wings, a mini dragon.
I think they had those, man.
I'm saying they're there.
Pterodactyls.
I'm trying to find a pterodactyl.
P is silent.
Pterodactyl is what I'm trying to find. But no, I mean, yeah.
Beautiful. I think that you put that so perfectly.
You think megalodons are still real?
Yes.
Same, bro. And there's this two-sided argument that everyone's like, no, they can't live. How do you know? Have you been down there? No.
Giant squids. Those are there. They're
have you
real.
seen the squid that's got like 80-foot-long tentacles?
Yeah.
It's on Joe Rogan's podcast.
Psychotic.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. I didn't even know that existed. They've only ever seen like 4.
Yeah. I think the biggest recorded squid is like something like 40 feet, which is just insane.
Maybe you haven't seen this picture. It trips me out.
Did they take the picture off like an oil rig or something?
Yeah.
No, megalodons I think are I think there probably could be a couple. There's so much ocean. How do we know?
Yeah, bro. That's the thing.
And how long do sharks normally live?
What do they say? They've only explored how much of the ocean?
Oh, okay, I'll look that up too.
Look, bro. Tell me this isn't. No. What?
Oh yeah, that's nuts.
No, that's not okay.
It doesn't even really look like. So that might just be an alien too.
It might literally be an alien.
Yeah.
They're saying like we were talking about how octopuses were aliens.
Yeah, octopuses. Octopussies. By the way, where is he at? I don't see him in here.
Dylan? He's dead.
Dylan. What was the second one's name? Didn't even bother you.
Dylan's friend.
Yeah.
Dylan's friend's dead too.
Deceased.
Oh yeah, no one knew I got a second Dylan. I tried again. I went at it again.
I thought you filmed another video on it, no?
Oh. Just I wanted to prove everyone wrong. I didn't do it.
What were the comments like on that video? Where people were like, you can't.
No, I think people were trying to like critique my capability.
Oh, some octopi experts in the comments.
Yeah, they were going in, and I was like,
nah,
me and Dylan had a connection like no other.
Do you think there were any?
You don't know what happened.
Do you think there were any octopus that made comments on the video? Where they
we were talking about how they did come from, space, and I think they have their advanced technology.
Did any octopi confirm that to be true or not in the comments?
No, well, not that I know of, unless they changed their profile picture.
Okay. I think if an octopus was commenting on a YouTube video, they'd probably make it pretty low key. Like they have like a screen name that said, "Not an octopus. My name is Jake." Probably.
That might be a comment actually. Now that you say that username,
not actually an octopus in the comments. Like
it wasn't. No,
we're not from Mars. Just to clarify, or no, he wouldn't say we. He'd say, just to clarify, octopus are definitely not from Mars, and we are not intelligent.
And then have like a picture of Jake.
Yeah, like a really generic picture of a kid.
Yep. That's if I were an octopus, that's what I'd do, because I know they're watching.
You think?
There's something up with them, bro.
It's funny too, like just because
Dylan shook my hand. He introduced himself to me
before he died.
I put him in, and I was like, "Nice to meet you, Dylan." Like,
do you think he would have probably lived a better life just being eaten?
No, I think he went out strong.
At least if he were to be eaten, it would have served a bit of a purpose, right?
I saw a raccoon eat Dylan.
Did you?
I did. Or what was left of Dylan. I'm assuming it was a raccoon.
So, was it completely in vain?
No.
That raccoon was probably like, whoa, I haven't had one of these before.
I'm dripping.
I thought I was just going to get some stale chicken nuggets and maybe a loaf of bread, but I'm gorging myself on a stinky piece of octopus.
Yeah, he felt like he was in another country.
That's gross, dude.
Yeah, I mean, it was cool.
That ractopus. That raccoon's probably dead now.
That ractopus.
That ractopus.
Oh, God. Well, no, I think we should make a trip out to go do some more pods with some more people. Yes. What are you thinking? I know a lot of people were saying we should do one with Flair. I feel like that'd be a good one.
Urban Ranch.
Big Daddy Ben. He'd be a great candidate.
Dude, his shit's so funny.
When should we go out and do that one? We should do that before we leave. Yeah. It's an easy one. All we got to do is drive to Waco.
Yeah.
We could hit some ponds on the way. I know of some.
Yeah. Waco ponds?
Not Waco ponds. Oh, okay. Trust me, I don't want to stay in Waco. We'll hit it before we go to Waco.
Waco's so sleepy. It's so weird.
Waco's a weird place. I got in a car accident there.
Is that where you totaled your truck?
Yeah.
Almost totaled your truck?
Yep. I was in Waco.
I'm down. I'd like to introduce myself to him. Be like, hey, man, what's up? My name's John. And say, hey, let's film a podcast.
I'm glad you gave me the rundown of how you would...
I'd like to introduce him to me. I'd like to introduce me to him.
I think that's our cue.
Yeah, the pod's
I think that's John's cue. Hopefully you guys enjoy it. Yeah, we have maybe not been on our Monday schedule, but we've been on our weekly schedule.
We're twerking on it. Give us a little bit of time.
We're twerking.
And I think this podcast, I will say, was okay. It could have been better. I'll come prepared with some crazier shit. I think from now on, we just need to dig deep in our memory bank.
Wild. I liked when we were going in on conspiracy theories and stuff.
That was good, yeah.
Let's come up with more stuff like that. You guys pop in some topics too. Yes. We'll go off.
We're getting back in our groove. We haven't seen each other in quite some time.
When you say it like that, it sounds sad. It's only been like a week and a half.
Has it really?
I think so, yeah.
Felt good.
Well, other than that, we will catch y'all on that next episode.
Thanks for watching. Be safe. Don't do anything I would do. Definitely don't do anything Brent would do. Catch you on the next one.
Peace.